Bonjour mes enfants, j'espère que vous allez bien. Aujourd'hui, on va faire une nouvelle leçon. Écrivez la date d'aujourd'hui. La date, lundi 17 janvier 2022. Today's date is lundi 17 janvier 2022. Write the date and then you can write mon pays, M-O-N, and then you have pays, P-A-Y-S. Which you can see right in front of you. And then write pour commencer, which is the starter activity. So your starter activity is going to be, you're going to try to find your country's name in French. There are some countries' name given over here right in front of you with the flags of the country. So it's easy to find out. And if you do not know your country's name in French, or if it's not given here in front, you could always use wordreference.com to find what your country's name is and put it here. Okay, so write your country's name and then write et mon pays, which means, for example, if my country is Italy, then I would say l'Italie est mon pays. If my country is France, then I would say la France est mon pays. If my country is Japan, then I would say le Japon est mon pays. Okay, the country's name, and then you write est mon pays, which means is my country. All right. So write that down. That will be your starter activity for today. And we move on to our retrieval practice. In which country are these famous landmarks located? So there are some famous landmarks in front of you. You're just gonna try to guess. All right. So let's see. What do you think the first place is? Yes, you're absolutely right. It's there in England. L'Angleterre. England. It's in England. And this second one, it's located in l'Australie. And this one is located in La France. This one, our own, les Émirats Arabes Unis. Les Émirats Arabes Unis. And then the fifth one, le Brésil. This one is l'Inde. Les États-Unis. And this one is l'Italie. Right. Okay, so we move on to our next activity. Yeah, that's about the learning objective and student outcomes. The learning objective is, can I describe my country? Student outcome, I can identify at least 5 adjectives. I can use at least 7 adjectives to describe my country. I can create longer sentences using connectors here. We're using HPL idea meta thinking to do our activities today. All right, let's move on. Comment est ton pays? Which means, how is your country? Mon pays est. If you see the picture, what can you guess about your country? What do you think the picture is saying? Yes, you're right. The picture says the country is huge, big, because you can see lots of buildings and, enormous amount of skyscraper buildings are there. It shows the whole city over there, the country over there. So it talks about the country and it says the country is huge. So grand is big. My country is big. If you want to say my country is big, you would say mon pays est grand. The next picture is, what do you think about this picture? Let's see. Petit. Now over here, if you see, there are not many buildings and it looks really small because there are very few houses and all of that. So if you want to say your country is small, you could say mon pays est petit. And here, it looks beautiful. Mon pays est joli. Joli is actually pretty or beautiful. And about here, it looks so dirty. It doesn't look good at all. And it looks like ruins. So mon pays est moche, which means ugly. My country. So if I don't think so anybody would say my country is ugly, but these are some adjectives that you can learn up. So that's why I've given this word. All right. And mon pays est industriel. You can see factories, industries, and those huge chimneys and everything. So that's industrial area. So mon pays est industriel. If you feel in your country have lots of factories and industries, it's so polluted, you could write industriel. If you feel your country is modern, then you write mon pays est moderne. Next one. Mon pays est historique. If in your country you have lots of castles or palaces dated long time back, or some beautiful buildings, architectural buildings from decades before, and you could say mon pays est historique. Over here, it's so calm and silent, and so you can say mon pays est tranquille. And you can see like tourist people taking pictures everywhere. So it's a touristic country. If you want to say, then you would say mon pays est touristique. And there you go. You've come to this slide where you're going to try to retrieve from your memory what you've learned so far. Comment est ton pays? How is your country? Mon pays est, you could say, grand, petit, joli, moche, touristique, industriel, moderne, tranquille, historique. You can use any of these words in your sentence, all right? Next, you have some connectives here. Et, aussi, mais, ainsi que et is and, aussi is also, mais is but. You want to say, my country is big for industrial. Then you can say, mon pays est grand, mais industriel. Industrial. Mais is but when you want to describe your country in a positive way, and then you want to say something little negative, then you would say use mais over there. And you would say asika when you want to say as well as. If you want to say my country is big and beautiful, or big as well as beautiful, then you would say asika. Asika means as well as. Now, what I want you people to do is I want you people to write sentences about your country using these adjectives given here and connectives. After completing that, you are going to be doing this reading passage. Now, here is a reading passage given to you right in front of you. What you will do is you will try to read this passage there on top, and then you will answer the questions there below. So it says, Bonjour, je m'appelle Jenny, j'habite à Tours en France. Mon pays est joli, moderne et touristique. Dans mon pays, on joue au tennis et au foot car c'est intéressant. En France, on fait du ski et de la natation parce que c'est amusant. J'adore mon pays. So answer the questions in English. Where does Jenny live? How is France? Which two adjectives? What are the sports activities in France? Why do they play tennis? So you need to find some adjectives and say why do they actually play. So these questions you're going to answer them, and also you have an extra question there, which is translate the text into English. You're going to try to translate this text into English if you still have a lot of time during your lesson. Okay. And there are some extra help words given there. J'habite is I live. Mon pays is my country. A, on, dans. All means in French. Car means because. So you could use these help words to answer your questions here. So what you're going to do is you're going to complete the sentences first, describing your country, and then you will do this reading paragraph. Okay, read the passage and answer the questions below. Yeah, so the lesson with this is done, and I will check your work next week. All right. Au revoir. À bientôt.